some of the candy we had that was just sugar.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the rock sugar where it was like the big, like clear pieces of like.
And it was literally just rock candy. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's just sugar.
Yeah. It was Mama. The sugar.
Mama, that's just sugar. Mama, that's just
Fun Dip
sugar
too.
Nutmeg ganache.
Sugar Nutmeg ganache.
Fun Dip's still a thing too, which
it totally
feels weird.
is.
And also, like, I just saw I don't even remember what it's called, but it's the one where you squeeze the sour onto it.
Oh.
Do you remember where it had the little vessel and then it came with the sour and you squeezed it onto the little sour like stick that had like the little like cavern like carved into it, so it could hold like a little pool.
Yeah, and then
the
you like
sour liquid.
lapped it out like you were a cow.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. I saw that recently.
What?
I swear I saw it like a Five Below or something.
That's so weird that those even still exist.
Not to clock that I've been at Five Below recently, but
they were just straight up packets of sugar that they were giving us in the 90s.
Yeah, like colored sugar. Sugar with like now outlawed food coloring.
Fully banned.
Fully.
I'm too old for most things, but I remember being a kid and having square-shaped Jolly Ranchers.
Whoa.
I remember very specifically, they came in like a little tin wrapping thing, and you unwrapped each one like a starburst, and it was square-shaped like a starburst.
Listen, the kids today don't know about when candy came out of that little tin.
Oh, the tin.
If you had a little metal tin, maybe with a floral print on it, and there was candy inside, bitch, it was over. Y'all don't get that anymore. So I pity you.
Do you remember Ouch Bubblegum? That used to come in a tin.
Oh.
And it looked like a little bandage container.
Oh. Okay, what happened to the like 87 different brands of pink bubble gum that used to be around? And
was
now
all
it's just
bubble
like,
gum.
yeah, now it's just like Hubba Bubba or whatever.
Yeah.
But also, like, I remember in the checkout aisles, like in the little turnstiles where they had like all the treats, there used to be like 3 different flavors of, is it Hubba Bubba, the one with like the punk goose? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
Where it's like pink.
Yeah.
The default one is pink, and then it's like,
there was
like a
watermelon.
It's like a goose or something.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And it's got like, it's like punk rock.
Yeah. There was watermelon and grape too. I believe.
And there's like a blue one, like all that.
I do remember the blue. That was cotton candy, wasn't it?
Yeah, you could get a Tiger Beat magazine and a cotton candy Hubba Bubba. Is that Hubba Bubba?
I'm almost.
Or no, Hubba Bubba's the yellow
was
one.
that Bubblicious?
Is it Double Bubble? What is it called? Bubblicious?
I think so. That sounds familiar to me.
Oh yeah, Double Bubble is the little tiny yellow ones. Bubblicious?
I'm almost positive it was Bubblicious.
Are you thinking Fiercealicious? I'm sorry.
I'm in Canada's Drag Race too severely. The brain rot's already hitting me. I could swear it was Bubblicious bubblegum. Could swear.
Me Googling bubblegum with punk goose.
Was it the one
Bubble Yum.
Bubble Yum?
Bubble Yum.
Was it like a circle and you peeled it off? Because that was like the tape one.
I'm like,
oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Bubble Yum. Oh, I loved that gum. The watermelon was everything.
It was like that,
it.
like juicy ass brick.
Yeah, that made your mouth water. They probably had so much citric acid in there to make your mouth water like that.
Yeah. Also, those little sodas where it was like juice in a weird little plastic thing, and you bit the top off of it.
Oh, the waxy one.
Yes, those little wax juice bitches.
Yeah.
The things we consumed.
I think they still make those wax bitches.
Those little wax bitches are crazy. I think
they were shaped like a bottle, right?
Yeah, I think about all the little like off products of Fruit by the Foot that aren't around anymore.
So
like the ones that like you would imprint like designs onto your tongue.
The tattoo ones.
Yeah. Like the ones that were just like weird sheets of stuff. Like,
do you remember that when the Fruit Roll-Ups had the tattoo for a little while?
So strange.
Which was also very weird. That you'd like literally just unroll your Fruit Roll-Up, stick it on your tongue for like 5 minutes at lunch, and then peel it off.
And
then you had a black tongue for like an hour.
What is happening? Dark-sided. Strange things.
That made me think of Scream Queens. It's the worst disease known to man. Only those with the worst of oral hygiene have it. Black, hairy tongue.
They brought awareness to an important cause. Clock
They
that
really
tea.
did. They were holding up that benefit specifically for Black, hairy tongue, and everybody died.
She's charitable, redacted.
There have been so many redacted people. Hi, hello, everybody. Welcome into That Sounds Gay. My name is Jared, and our gay sound today presented by Jesse is...
Ooh, yeah. Was that gay enough?
That was really gay.
Okay.
I liked that one. We're back to talk about more Canada's Drag Race Season 3. Saison Marguerite. Was that the one that she wasn't French? She was from Montreal. Saison Marguerite from Most Popular Girls in School.
Oh my God.
We're just doing throwbacks today.
Not most popular girls.
Most Popular Girls in School.
When are we gonna have the most popular girls in school acting challenge?
Holy
on Drag Race?
Smokes. That would be
Catch
everything.
that tea.
They walk in and, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
I asked you first. Let me tell you how things work in Overland Park. I don't know how things work in Overland Park. I watched that religiously. Do you remember when Michelle was on it?
The Visage?
Michelle Visage loved it so much. She was tweeting about it all the time. They brought her in for one of the characters. I think she plays the mom.
Such a queen. I just watched her on a British panel show.
Stop.
I love me my British UK like comedy panel shows. She was on a show called Would I Lie to You?
Oh, I've heard of this.
Ate it up. She was so great.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
just a good television presence.
It's so funny like seeing her with like non-queer people.
Mhm.
She still like is very natural and like she like blends in very well with like a like mixed group, but she's
Yeah.
still very much herself. It's so interesting.
Yeah, it's refreshing to see someone who just knows how to be them in any audience, but knows how to kind of tailor their energy to have the right references.
Yeah, especially because sometimes like when RuPaul is on things, like she's on Planet Tammy,
Oh, totally.
but like Michelle's very like in the moment, like present with the people she's with.
Yeah. The Rue was on, was it like Jimmy Fallon or something, and was just like laughing about some very queer thing.
She's
Literally
truly
Planet
like
Tammy.
having a kiki with herself. And I can't
love
fault her
that.
for that, honestly.
Honestly, you got to be that diva at
When
some
you're with
point.
the boring Jimmy.
Oh my God. I'm pretty sure it was Jimmy Fallon. I can't remember.
The boring Jimmy.
Last week, we were chatting about some icons named Miss Mosu, Shelazon LaRue. We talked about, who was the other one that went home? So sorry, I know you're listening. I know you're in hysterics right now that we're not talking about you. Who was the first out? I don't remember. Girl, I'm going to go back in my notes in a minute.
Oh no.
My
I think
brain
she
is
was
like
Canadian.
La Kahena, and I'm like, that's not it.
the luck brain rot, please. Oh. Halal Bay.
Halal Bay, our Venus
Oh.
delight of this season.
She is a delight.
Yeah.
Halal Bay, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
If you are listening, don't be a stranger.
Right, though. We chatted about some of the early storylines and some of these characters that have not emerged as front runners yet, like Gisele and Jada, whereas others like Boom Boom and Bombay are really standing out, but they're mid-outs, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
This week, we start out with the girls coming back in after Fierce has lip synced. And I fucking love nothing more than her being like, it's just so hard to send someone home you just met. And Jada cackles.
She's not having any of
Not any of it.
of sad Fierce.
The funny thing is, like so many girls before them, these two are friends.
Yes.
They know each other. But we have not heard hide or hair of this story at all.
Oh, and Fierce is going to air that out. I think, what, next episode? Or is that
Very
this episode?
soon.
No, this is this episode that she airs that out.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's even setting up to her coming for Jada
Yeah.
later. Is that this episode?
Yeah,
when
she
she's
literally-
like, we talk on the phone every day.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right after the
jumping
cold
ahead.
open.
Yes. Yes. So I feel like it's really setting that up because, like, you see a little bit of, like, their geographical camaraderie, but not like, oh, they're actually like really good friends outside of the show.
And then Jada mentions later that she goes shopping with Fierce and she gets looks where Fierce doesn't.
And okay, so do you know what I will say? I'm sure she was a lot in the moment, but it feels kind of sad that no one's claiming Fierce, like,
no one
in the actual room, because it feels like from episode 1, it wasn't like sharks like sensing blood, but they like, it definitely felt like, oh, we can shit on her a little bit,
totally.
And like even the people who like knew her, are friends with her, like didn't really seem to be like, no, not too much.
Yeah,
know?
It's almost like either we were missing something, they cut out her being just the most insufferable person in the room, or they all have just worked with her and don't like her.
Yeah.
I don't know what the situation is, but it's so interesting when these girls come in that know each other.
Yeah.
Like, know each other well. Like Pearl and Trixie hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
And we don't hear a word about it.
Yeah.
And like up until now, we haven't heard a word. And after the cold open, we finally will. But like you said, all these girls are shitting on Fierce, and Jada's just like, yeah, she sucks.
Yeah.
Like Jada's not saying anything.
And now Jada herself is like, haha.
Like, tee, you're so fake. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess like my thought process is if my Judy was in the room, even if she was being the most annoying bitch in the room, I would be at least standing up for her and I'd be like, now hold on. That's my friend. I can say that about her because that's my friend, but you're not going to say a word about her.
Yeah.
So you got to sit your ass down. I would be totally standing up, and then I'd be like, girl, we need to talk because you're being a cunt.
Okay. But I feel like there's levels.
Totally.
There's that, which is like advocating, standing up for, which I think is what we should do.
Yeah.
But then there's also like, you could be next to her. You can be like the hand, like rubbing her shoulder, rubbing her back while she is sad and pouting. Or like you can be next to her holding her hand on the couch. Or you can be Jada.
Or you could be Jada.
And you can be laughing at her. Like, I feel like there's like definitely levels. And I feel like Jada is like on like a antagonist level to her right now. But it's like, it's terrible that it's also funny.
Yeah.
So I guess I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Because there is that sense of like, I guess it is funny to laugh at it because I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's fierce.
But yeah, it's just like, it's such an interesting dynamic playing out between like how they know each other and how they're treating each other. Fierce is shifting into like more of like a story character.
Totally.
And Jada's kind of like a long-term player, like, oh my gosh, this is wild.
Right.
Like, I'm just here to like make some money and
Yeah.
like do good.
Jada's such an interesting audience proxy in an interesting way. Because like she is not doing the thing that a lot of contestants do where they're looking right at the camera and telling you how we're supposed to feel.
Yeah.
Like she's just naturally in the moment reacting and responding to things that I think us as audience members are also feeling.
Yeah.
That like the girls in the room are like, oh, poor Fierce. Like she's obviously upset. But then we hear her say it's hard to send someone home you just met. That's funny. She doesn't seem emotional.
Funny, and it's also like what Jada's doing is kind of just like what I think you need for reality television is like unfiltered reactions in the moment.
Yeah.
Like we don't get enough of girlies just reacting in the moment. They keep that shit inside.
Totally. And then they say it in confessionals.
Exactly. But it's like, no, I want you to say it out loud before you can decide if it's the right thing to say or not. If that is your real reaction. If you want to laugh, laugh.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to say something. So, like, and that is very much, like, what made, like, good reality TV back in the day before the fear of what you're going to say was striked into these people.
Totally.
So, I do appreciate that Jada's just off the cuff, like, if I want to react this way, I'm going to react this way.
Yeah.
And I think some of the other girls also, I mean, Fierce does that too. Like,
Totally.
I think it's reciprocated, which makes it even better.
Yeah. It's not like it's just this one-sided thing. Like Fierce is clearly doing it back to her.
Yeah.
I really love this cast and I'm so entranced by them because they are so unfiltered. And I've been talking a lot about this season in particular outside of this just because I'm remembering how much I love this season.
A Stanida.
Yeah,
feel.
a Stanida. Season 3 is what made me love Canada's Drag Race. Because I liked season 1. I thought it was cute. I thought the cast was really fun. Season 2 was a thing that happened.
Amanda Brugel was
there. I remember like not liking a lot of the challenges or runways. I remember not really connecting
not
with
too much on Cynthia.
Oh my God. I loved Cynthia. I loved her. I remember not really connecting with Isis and the way that other fans were and being just kind of confused on what this like thing that they were all loving about. And then season 3 came around and I was fully just yesing every single episode. Just in for this cast, in for their energy, their on-camera presence, very locked in. And this is the one that made me love Canada's Drag Race. And I don't think it's talked about.
No, I get that. It's like that feeling that you feel for like, personally, like I think you felt this too when you watched the first 2 seasons of UK.
Totally.
There's such an electric feeling.
Yeah.
And it feels super like true in its course.
Totally.
Which is great compared to some other international seasons like France. Sorry.
Which was kind of dull.
Yeah, and like not as like sure of its like course. I don't know, like because I feel like Spain was also very like sure of itself in terms of its production.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This was when it really, because first season is a little experimental.
Yeah, very much so.
Second season is, and it's really cast carried, I would say. And then second season is very much like still developing. I feel like now we found our footing because moving forward, then we start introducing twists.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is a sign that, okay, we found the formula. Now what can we do to play with the formula?
Totally. And I love what they do with 4 going forward.
Yeah.
They say there's a curse on the season 3s. And I mean, I know that España has a pretty cursed 3 is what people say. I know they say Down Under 3 is pretty cursed. But like, I don't know, so far, and UK 3 was a little bit of a bust. It wasn't like I enjoy it now years later, but in the moment it definitely felt a little funny. But I mean, I don't think UK.
I don't think she's that girl.
I don't think Canada's that girl at all. I said UK and I meant Canada. I don't think she's that girl.
Speaking of Down Under, every time I see that teaser for Down Under 2,
you're excited.
A bitch gets excited.
Yeah.
When I see a Beverly Kills, when I see a Queen Kong,
a Anaconda,
a Spanky Jackson, a Diva's ready. Is that what's next?
That is next, I believe.
Oh my God.
I'm really ready, actually.
I don't want to hype it up too much because it's not like this is groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But it is kind of, it's because it's.
One was so bad.
The bars on the floor that it's like, it's the funny stand-up performance after someone bombs.
Oh, okay. I totally get you.
It like someone just bombed and then like another person came up and we're like, oh, okay, we'll see how this goes. And then they actually end up being super fun. You're like, okay, shoot. It's Trinity coming up after Laganja. I don't think that was the order, but I think that actually was the order.
It's, who is it? Peppermint coming after Valentina or Farrah, whichever one of those two it was.
Catch that tea. Very much so.
I am just excited to perceive Hannah in her original form. Because I loved Hannah in her season of UK versus the World. Loved her.
And
love
she's
Hannah.
Just always such an unhinged little goblin. I love her.
I love her laugh. Every time she shows up in a video and she's laughing, I just love it. It is very goblin energy.
She's hilarious.
And she's so tiny and her mug is so stamped and those lips are so huge that I'm like,
sister, she's pickled for sure.
It's so pickled. Serene Fox is here this week as I think her first appearance on the show.
Sirens, diva alert.
Right?
Serene Fox's top credential, other than being a wonderful woman and native advocate, serving unbelievable levels of cunt on RuPaul's Drag Race Canada. Like, she's one of those people where it's like, this seems to be one of her top gigs.
Yeah.
Other than like what she's doing for like the world.
Mhm.
Like that's what's funny about her too, is she seems more like based in like activism and like what she's doing for the culture. But then she's also here on RuPaul's Drag Race Canada, and she seems to be such an authority.
Yeah.
Like that's what she seems so in her element.
Yeah.
Like she's done this a million times.
Totally.
I'm like, who are you?
She like steps into this role in this very first episode she shows up in and is just brilliant.
Unbelievable levels of diva.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
She's been now on 3 seasons, 3, 4, and 5. And then I think she did some
was on
versus the world as well.
And it's still not enough.
No. I remember like season 5 is where I really started to pay attention to her.
Yeah.
Because like I know that she just kept coming in. And so 5, I was like, okay, I'm really locked in for this girly. And now watching back onto 3 and seeing this first appearance, I'm like, you've always been that girl. You're
Always.
just serving
From day
unbelievable levels of charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent all the time. But you know, I gotta say, I'm very sad that Shelazon is gone this week.
Heartbroken.
Because if Shelazon was here while Serene is here, I just know that she would connect with her.
Because also Serene is queen of affirming the, I mean, honestly, anyone.
Yeah.
Which is what's so great about them. Like, I believe they're they, them pronouns. I can't remember.
I'm not sure
I
about
honestly can't remember. But I feel like they're just so great at, just to be safe, they're so great at like, honestly, anyone. They're so like comforting and nurturing.
Yeah.
They're really good at affirming like anyone, like queer, like POC, whatever, but especially, of course, like the indigenous community, the two-spirit community.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, it's just so cool to see someone so like empathetic to that and so aware of that, being able to hold space for it as a judge. And like, she like creates authority. She's one of those divas where like she holds space by being there.
Just her presence is enough.
Yeah. So it's really cool to like have someone like that who like makes those moments, and then those moments make it through the edit and make it to air. Because also that's the thing is like, we could be having these sensitive moments in all these shows. And I know we always hear the girlies in the US talk about they have these heartfelt connected moments
that get cut.
Yeah. And it's like, I would like more of that.
Me as well. I think about that moment with her and Jaylene in season 5. I'm not sure what that call is referred to as, but when Jaylene was walking down and Serene was doing that call and just getting like super activated in her seat, and it just gave me chills. I'm like, this is such a special moment, and I recognize this, and I feel so blessed that I get to see this.
Yeah.
You know?
Period.
So we get the airing out that Fierce and Jada know each other, and they patch things up really quickly, and I don't really remember this story going anywhere else. Like, I feel like this starts and ends in a few minutes.
Yeah.
It's like cold open, post cold open, done. I don't remember them having storyline at all the rest of the season. Like, they almost seem to acknowledge each other, but not be there at all.
It's one of those things where it's like, they set up like, this could be major.
Right.
And then
nothing.
Yeah.
Tracy comes in and announces the mini, which is another Trojan theme challenge. It's improv. They really give Tracy Melshore all of the improv challenges. She like gets all of them. And I love that about her.
They're like, Tracy, you want to watch these drag queens just like riff?
And I love that. They have to do something called Tuck Tales, where it's TV prompts, and they just get these random slides of information that they have to react to, which I hated with my whole being. But I just loved Fierce looking at the graph and saying, that's a graph.
That's a graph. It's hilarious because you have like Vivian trying to like earnestly do like something funny.
Yeah.
You have Kimmy like stressing out over this. You have Lady Boom Boom like she's looking at photos from a family vacation. Like the next one comes, she's like, yeah, we have this one. Oh my gosh, yes, love it.
Big anti-energy.
Yeah,
they love her.
Funny.
Jada wins, and they get their maxi challenge, which is a bunch of different boxes with titles on them. And I'll tell you all of these in case you don't have them written down. And then I want to know your thoughts about these just categories before we get into the context of the boxes.
Box.
Chaos gets spooky. Gisele gets crusty.
Hateful.
Kimmy gets quirky. Bombay gets old-fashioned. They
also
were
hateful.
old maiden type of shoes.
It was an old maiden type box.
Irma gets sporty. Lady Boom Boom gets crafty. Jada gives herself fiery. Vivian gets basic. And then I wrote flirty got flirty, but that was fierce. Got flirty.
Flirtylicious.
Flirtylicious.
Flirty giggles.
What do you think about those categories?
I mean, there's a lot of shady ones.
So many.
There's usually like 6 fun ones, 6, 7 fun ones, 1 shady one.
Yeah.
They're like, let's split it. Let's do like a couple cute ones and then let's make the rest like kind of reads.
It's totally designed to just get in their heads.
Yes, because then it's like you're designing with materials that infer something about you, about your identity in a negative way.
Yeah.
So it's like, so how do I make this look when it says like this is a basic box, or like I have the old-fashioned box?
Yeah.
Like,
am I supposed to
crazy.
go old-fashioned, or am I supposed to try to subvert that they think I'm old-fashioned?
Exactly. Am I supposed to show like pussified
Right,
old-fashioned?
Exactly. But then
Old-fashioned, but make it hoe.
I love that Tyra meme so much. And I forget who that model was about. That was that really fierce girl who they brought back for All Stars. And I loved her, but the judges didn't. I wish I could remember her name. She was everything.
Angelique? Dominique?
No, it wasn't that. I remember eventually. So they all are then revealed that the labels have nothing to do with the challenge. It was just to fuck with them a little bit.
Yeah.
Get in their heads. Let them kind of establish where they think everyone is. Or maybe try to see if Jada would play competitively, or whoever won would play competitively.
Yeah.
Try to get in their heads. They all have the exact same materials. And they can create whatever they want. The labels don't matter at all. I kind of love this.
I would die. It'd be so embarrassing if you were like, before that reveal came. Because when I was saying like the mental framing of like, I have the basic box, even if again it's like they have the same boxes, but they're like, I have the basic box, I have the old-fashioned box, regardless of what's in it, like getting in your head. So like imagine being in the room being like, I have like the worst materials, and then you find out you all have the same shit. You're like, oh. Like all day you're like, I just like my box is just not as good as these other people's.
Totally.
But it is like, I mean, I guess it's to be consistent, but I'm like, I did not love the materials.
No, the materials were ugly.
Like it is clockable that they got the same shit, because I'm like, this is a lot of metallic silver and purple flying around the room.
Right. I kind of love that they all get the same thing, but I just hate the textures they got.
I like the idea. I like the gag.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I think it's like a cool challenge, because also box challenges can be not riggery, but it can be kind of crazy when everyone's got completely different materials, or like the season 8 challenge,
the season 6 boxes, the Nona boxes, and Italia.
Yeah, where it's like, no, these are 8 different sewing challenges.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is fun because it's a super even playing field. But what if we were playing on a nicer field?
Exactly.
Mama, this is some nasty AstroTurf.
We could have at least installed some nicer grass.
This material is super Judy Jetson Hooker.
It's so Judy Jetson Hooker. Oh, so I'm Judy Jetson Hooker. Do we want to get into these looks? The only big like story things, there's the Hot Glue Gun Girls is the title that's brought up. I love that. That's a Canada's Drag Race thing.
Yes, and that is something that stays this season.
Yeah.
That the Hot Glue Gun Girls are fighting.
It's so funny. And I remember Denim very specifically in 4 going, I don't want to be a Hot Glue Gun Girl.
So funny.
Which I freaking love. So let's get into these looks, because we have all of these girls doing the exact same materials in very different ways.
Yes.
Extremely different ways. So Bombay is first out, and she does this like a Alaska doing low pound cake reveal where it's this like Jiffy Pop popcorn into this sleek bodysuit. She didn't need that reveal at all.
Yeah, the outer part was strange.
Yeah.
Um
I hate the hair. I think everything is so visually interesting about that look, and that hair is just
I
rotten. Maybe like one black streak up the side of it, curled
It's-
up. I think it would look
it's
sleek.
I struggle with this look.
Oh, do you?
It's giving me like Storm from X-Men does
Totally.
like
Comic-Con?
repping the Baltimore Ravens. Like, I don't know. Like, because the wig to me is, it's the wig and cape to me is almost superhero.
It's very superhero.
But then like the bodysuit is very like fashion diva. Don't love the shoe with this.
No, that booty was a problem.
I also don't love the way the striping doesn't connect.
Oh, I see that.
And like it's different like width of stripes.
I see that.
But you know, Bombay was fighting for her life in Untucked, so I'll give her a breather.
She was going in. Then we have Vivian, who was meant to be quote unquote Barbarella and busty. Did she have a breastplate?
If she did, it was petite.
It was a training bra breastplate.
She looks like she would evolve into Acacia Forgot. This is a pre-evolution.
This is the smoochum.
Or this is like if you like level up her special attack, she evolves into this, and if you level up her physical attack, she evolves into Acacia. This is the like special attack psychic oriented version.
I almost see this as like a pre-Jinx monsoon too.
Oh my god, it's true. But also like the way that like her side puss is out. Like what?
What is up with that?
I can see like the cavern like coming out. Like the puffy cavern.
And the hair is so much in her face. I just love Vivian Vanderpuss so much.
I adore her with my entire heart.
With
and
my
soul.
whole being. But this look is a disaster.
It's also kind of giving in season 2 when Pandora was like, I'm gonna give them glam.
Oh my god, if you leveled up her defense, it would turn into Pandora.
Stop.
It's one of it's
Is
like
she
an
like
Eevee.
Tyrogue? Where like
Oh my god, yeah.
she'll either turn like Pandora, Acacia, or like Miss Cracker.
It's so Miss Cracker coded too. But yeah, she said she was supposed to be busty, and I'm like, where were the busts?
Yeah, because even like if she didn't have like super breastplate, like accentuate that seam more so it
Mhm.
puffs out. Like
Yeah.
give me that like Kim Possible boob.
Oh my god, yeah. Next up we have Gisele, who is going for Laura Dern in Star Wars, and I can see it. The reference.
Laura Dern's in Star Wars?
Isn't she in the
I've only seen the first 6.
Oh, okay. Hold
I've
on.
not seen anything after Hayden Christensen's era.
You know what? That's so fair.
But this is very delicious to me.
Yeah, this is the look.
Oh, Laura Dern. No, this is very like Space Councilwoman. I see that.
Yeah. It's jaw-dropping what she did.
It's so cool.
The corset's a little long for my taste, but I still like it.
Yeah, it's a little long, and that's interesting the way that like because she has like the chest dropped,
Mhm.
the low bust almost looks like a super super long torso.
Oh, totally.
But it still is gorgeous, and even the way that she stoned the lace with those huge ass stones to tie almost into the metallic. Fascinating.
There was a lot of conversation on the judges panel about those. Brooke didn't like them, but I think Brad and Serene liked them.
What do
and
you
I think
think?
Tracy was kind of mid. I go so back and forth on it. I can understand what Brooke is saying. That I mean, it would have been a little cleaner, but would it have been as draggy without them?
I think I get the visual. I honestly like. I also would have loved if it was like giant like chrome like spike studs or something
Oh
too.
yeah,
Like but I don't know if she had that. But I get the visual because like it feels like fragments of the metallic
totally,
being carried up through the rest of it. Because the purple is a crazy detour from what she's doing,
completely,
and so covering it in the super huge chunky stone feels like a illusion of the silver to me.
totally. You know what I love is the way that she's ruffled that collar. There's something that
Yeah.
is kind of clown motif to me, but it is so high fashion. And I love that that is echoed on the wrist as well. This is a really
Yeah,
smart
it's like
look.
an outline to the outfit because it goes from the super like light to the purple and then like cut off by that dark line.
Yeah. Can I say two? I could see Celine in this.
Dion?
Uh-huh. Not Noah's titties. Yeah, totally. I drove all night. Like I could totally see her just performing. I drove all night. In
Period.
this. She looks cool. I loved this. Next out. Oh, and also she boned that corset too.
Crazy work.
She made that. Next up we have Kimmy, who says that she's doing disco share at the top, and at the bottom she has no idea.
It works for me though.
It does. I love
mean,
that handkerchief skirt.
It's sort of love a handkerchief skirt.
Yeah.
It is kind of like her goddess look.
It's tit for tat.
But listen, if Diva has a silhouette, if Diva has a walk,
And her walk is everything.
because she sold it.
Her runway walk is it. It is correct.
And that's the thing is like, I appreciate even if, and honestly, I do feel like it's a pretty intricate look for it being like, obviously it's very like showy,
Mm-hmm.
but like the pieces she did make are pretty impressive, the strapping and stuff.
Mhm.
But more than anything, if you're a supermodel, if you can like storm it, why not give yourself those two long ass like arm capes to like
Yeah.
really accentuate your runway walk?
Because
Like,
those trail behind her like
so it's very
wings.
smart because like Lexi would do that too on this most recent
Mhm.
season. She loved to train
Yeah.
in long fabric, and I feel like it was like because she is supermodel.
Totally. And that is very much Kimmy. I enjoy the hair too. I don't something about that victory roll in a modern style is
It's super
so
cool,
nice.
yeah.
No, not a lot of queens do that anymore. Next, we have Fierce. And I don't know, this is simple as hell, but I love it.
It's clean.
It's really clean and it's graphic.
It's graphic. I love the placement of the fringe. Honestly, I think if she had sold it more with like, although the wig is cool,
Mm-hmm.
imagine like a hat that sort of mirrored the chest piece.
Oh, something kind of angular.
Yeah, like an angular hat with like fringe and maybe more like white, like more white in the makeup, like more graphic.
Mm.
I think she could have played into it more.
Yeah, I
But
can see
think it's
that.
cool. It's almost a little retro. Like it's almost like pinup meets like flapper meets like this honestly is more Barbarella to me than what
Vivian's was.
doing.
You know what's so interesting is there's sometimes these scenarios where girls come in with a specific fashion POV, but that fashion POV doesn't develop until about midway through the competition, and then just every look is a banger.
Yeah.
Like you look at some of the early looks, like Gisele is a problem of this same making, as well as like Giselle's kind of first couple looks were like, oh, she's in a mid out. And then she starts getting really good looks. Okay. She starts getting some really good looks that just develop out of nowhere. And it was just pure happenstance
Yeah.
that their looks just happened to start evolving right around the time where it was needed. And I think this is where Fierce starts to kind of make a mark because it's all uphill from here, I feel like. Next out, we have Irma. We certainly do. The judges liked this. I hate everything about this.
It's like I want to be like, oh, it's not, and then
You like
I
want to
just
say
look
something
at it
nice.
too long that before I can say it, I see something that catches me, and I'm like, oh.
I hate that purple lip. It is so psychotic.
The purple lip. Stop.
Like, the purple lip is so distracting. If it had been black, maybe I would have enjoyed it a little more. And then the way that it's just an oval of white. It's not even like her full face or like a mask or anything. It is just an oval of white.
Like nose first in the flower.
Yeah. The white roses from Alice in Wonderland.
Oh my God.
She just stuck her
totally.
face in it and got all the white on there.
And then like we haven't even talked about the hem.
Do you want to talk about the hem?
I don't want to talk about the skirt at all.
So should we pretend that we
I don't
don't
want to
see
talk about the
this?
bodice either.
I don't think I want to talk about any of this. I hate the breast line. I hate the way that it's bunched up right underneath the boob. What is that hard line where it indents?
And then like, I'm sorry, the way that she came in and then was crying because she had to say Jada's name, and I'm like, you should have sat there and ate your food because you were lucky that nobody came for you. Because your look was crazy.
Boot, booger,
I don't
nasty.
care what the judges think. This was diabolical.
It was evil.
And you are so lucky that everyone decided to shit on Jada tonight because you looked wild.
She looked crazy. Next up, we have Lady Boom Boom.
Cute.
I love how baby doll and voluminous this was.
Yeah.
She did a good job at transforming the materials.
Yeah, I think it definitely was a different vibe than a lot of them, because I think also a lot of them with metallic, they went very sleek and kind of futuristic-y.
Yeah.
And I like that she went for volume and like excess, and tried to make it kind of like retro or something. Like it was cute for sure.
Yeah, I really love that bow, and the makeup is cute.
Yes.
And that lace is really very pretty. I guess I didn't notice it too much with Gisele's because she covered it up with those stones.
Yeah.
But the way that Boom Boom cut this lace is so pretty.
Yeah, I
just
mean, it
looks
shows that
nice.
she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, because a fabric like that, I mean, you remember that red lace dress that we made for my fancy dress? Lace can look ugly at a certain point, you know?
That was our one chance fancy.
It really was. I'm going to talk about that dress to the day I die. Speaking of Judy Jetson Hooker, we literally have Jada Shada doing a Jetson futuristic look. They were thinking that the top was like a tube of lipstick for the hair. They thought it was something else. It looks very like Atomic Bomb to me.
I get Atomic Bomb. I get very LaShawn Bionti.
Oh my God. Yeah.
To me, this looks like you ran like several things through the machine. It's giving me LaShawn Bionti, but the outfit is giving me also what Shangela did for the
Warhol ball.
Yes, where she did the records.
The records.
The plates down the front.
It looks like a lot of things ran through the machine and then a car ran over what ran over the machine.
Period. She's giving me like the Rita Repulsa of like a Jetsons sort of aesthetic.
But the Great Value version.
Great Value Rita Repulsa.
Yeah.
Retro futuristic Judy Jetson Hooker.
Yeah. You know how there's the dolls that are made of the character, and then there's the off-brand version for the people who can't afford the name brand.
Yeah, those are when you can read the dolls.
Exactly.
Those are the dolls.
Baby, you can read that doll.
You can read that doll.
That's what this is. It's Judy Jetson, Rita Repulsa Hooker. I hate everything about this. It's so awful.
I love that the red on bottom and the red on top are two different shades of red. Like it's literally like it's a pretty nice like red wig on her.
Yeah.
And then at the top it's like red clown wig.
Ronald McDonald.
Like the red like puffy clown wig.
Do you think that Irma was supposed to wear that? And she was like, you know what? I actually am doing purples. Do you want this, Jada? I don't need it.
Here you go, sister.
Have my clown wig that's at least one shade in the tomato direction.
Just shove it in that toilet paper roll. That paper towel roll, sorry.
It's toilet paper. Next, we have Chaos doing a woodland fairy concept. I don't get woodland fairy at all from this.
Okay. A la when I was comparing to the Shangela look, I'm not talking about the queens themselves. I'm talking about when I see the looks themselves, because I feel like the human mind responds to things depending on like how our brains are in certain ways, and like a lot of times, like when we're presented with materials in like a certain time amount in a certain like environment, similar things will be created.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm talking about with like Jada and Shangela's, is like long dress with discs. This is giving when Bob, instead of using paper,
Oh,
did the covers of books.
yeah.
And did like the geometric like shard pieces
Yeah.
like, because it's also weird because this looks like a completely different material than everything else.
Yeah, from
Like,
everyone else's stuff.
This is giving unconventional material to House Down Boots Mama, and it literally looks like she took like book covers and then like spray painted them silver.
Right. This doesn't look like anything that anyone else had.
Which is like cool in that regard.
Yeah.
But I don't love the like, this could not exist outside of a sewing challenge on RuPaul's Drag Race of it all.
No. And I mean, it also could have been like half of the length.
Yeah, why is she so
long.
modest?
Right.
Diva's got body. Like, come on.
I would be showing that off all the time. Kimmy
Stop
does.
being so Amish.
Right? Stop relying on that Amish. Who won this for you?
For me, para mí, I agree wholeheartedly with Giselle's win.
1000%.
I think she stomped it hard and there was a footprint in the concrete.
Oh, absolutely. The footprint was left on that runway. And they ask the question.
Pretty soon. Episode 4.
4. Okay. Am I crazy in misremembering this? In season 3 and 2, don't they ask it ridiculously early? They ask like twice, I feel like.
Okay, yeah. They do ask it multiple times. Because the first season, they didn't ask it until like, everyone said lemon in the denim look, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant like mainline Drag Race.
Oh,
didn't they ask like mainline early Drag Race? Like, I don't think they do this much where they ask this early. But I feel like I remember in like season 2 and 3 of OG Drag Race, I feel like they asked them twice. They asked super early in the competition, like 2 is maybe right before Snatch Game. Or it's the wedding dress one. And they asked them again later at something else.
That was... Is there anything we're not seeing?
Right. Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm.
So that's also like drama.
Mm-hmm.
They're here to instigate and cause chaos, confusion, and madness.
Totally.
Oh no, but they ask for the stripper challenge. You're so right. Episode 2.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh. And then in 3 they asking cake, and then they ask near the end of the season as well.
But even things like season 7. Who's not standing out? Who's not making an impression? Episode 1.
Right.
When all you had to go off was people doing a freaking nude illusion. Like, come on.
I would say Sasha because she just looks plain.
I came out as a lobster.
I think it's crazy they asked this question right now. Bombay says chaos because the outfit wasn't new. Gisele says Jada because of the hat.
Okay, I think Gisele honestly kicked it off in such a hilarious way. And I'm like, okay, you got me there. But then for everyone to keep it rolling.
Kimmy says Jada but doesn't say why. Irma says Jada but not why. Jada says chaos but not why. Chaos is Jada but not why. And then Jada's just crying at this point. They took a shit on Mother.
The hot glue gun girls shat on Mother.
The hot glue gun girls are fighting. They shat on the Mother toilet roll headpiece and they flushed. Okay. I don't know why they pulse checked this early, but they get backstage and Chaos is mad at Bombay for saying her name.
Okay.
Like hot mad.
Okay. I am obsessed that the drama of everyone saying Jada gets absolutely hijacked by Bombay, Chaos, and Fierce. Because, okay, what I was saying earlier, freaking Irma comes in crying like everyone said her name, because they should have. I love Irma, but that look was Boots. And she's crying because she had to say Jay's name. Jay's like, you had to say my name.
You
Like
had
this.
to.
And then Bombay says that she said Chaos's name, and then Chaos is mad because Bombay is like, she said that Bombay told her she liked her look, and then Fierce pipes in like, and episode 1 you told me you liked my look, so I feel like you should just like be more honest with us. And then Bombay's like, whoa, wait, what is
Why am
happening?
I in this?
Why am I in this? She's like, Chaos, you're in my wig. Like, I gave you that wig, Chaos. And she's like, okay, you got me there.
Okay, dude.
But it's like, it was crazy that what should have been like everyone saying Jada's name being the initial convo gets so weirdly, crazily hijacked by this like Bombay Chaos Fierce drama.
It's so fucking funny. I love when this shit in Untucked has nothing to do with what happened. Like when a Norma blew up out of nowhere.
Sometimes bitches just be mad.
They just are mad. And it's like, isn't this a moment about them? Why are you making it about you? It's so funny to me.
Yeah.
My favorite line though from this, and I think about it all the time, is when Bombay says, okay, but is Fierce a fun person to be around when she's worked up?
No. Like the
whole room. Like this diva is insufferable.
That I was thinking about that earlier. We were talking about how no one claims her. I did think about this moment where Bombay was like, to the room, we all hate Fierce, right? Isn't she the worst? Exactly.
Raise your hand if you hate Fierce. Clap if you hate Fierce.
Clap if she should suffer.
And then there's that one where she's like, clap if you want to kill somebody. And there's that one lady who's just like nodding, clapping. That's the whole room. Clap if you want to kill Fierce. It's insane. And I love goddamn Fierce being like, the Hunker Gun girls are fighting. And they're like, just stop.
I know.
Just
and they're
stop,
like,
Fierce.
They're like, it's like younger sibling annoying them while the older siblings are legitimately getting into a disagreement. I love it.
I love it so much. This cast is everything. And I'm obsessed with Jada not knowing anybody's names, calling Gisele Jezebel, and then earlier in the episode called Irma Gurr.
Who she worked with.
The winner of our challenge is Gisele. And I've talked about this last week, is that it's so interesting that Gisele has not, up until this point, risen as a main player. And this is really the moment where she's like uphill.
And even this, sewing challenges are so interesting because, you know, you can have an Arietti win where it's like, obviously they have incredible technical merit, but sometimes sewing challenges aren't forecast for the season.
Yeah.
But this is truly the beginning of the dawn of the age of Gisele Lullaby.
Totally.
Jezebel Lullaby.
Jezebel Lullaby. Our bottom 2 is Jada in Chaos, and they lip sync to Stranger in My House, but it's a remix version. I know this song because I had to learn it for a lip sync.
Oh, wow.
For a competition. So I remember when this aired, and I was like, oh my God, I know this song.
I know this song.
But then it's this weird ass odd tempo remix because the song is a slow ass ballad.
Yeah, it's like when in like especially in All Stars they do this when they do that weird like 2000s remix of a song. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah,
but it's not even the most like danceable remix. Like it's very much like the like third option down on Spotify where you're like, oh, okay, this is a weird remix.
The third recommended.
Yeah, like when an artist has a single and then they have like the EP remixes and there's like 5 of them.
Yeah,
it's like the 4th one.
They're gonna get that Rebecca Black Friday mix. Who did she have on there? Okay. They're gonna get that on Drag Race one of these years.
Is she going to be a guest judge?
Imagine split premiere.
Rebecca
Part
Black.
1 is Rebecca.
Listen to me. I know you're not listening, so I need you to listen. I hope these signals reach you. Stop opening for Katy Perry.
Stop it.
Get on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
Salvation lip sync.
Fuck the big picture, Clint.
Fuck the big picture, Clint. Don't open for Lady Gaga. No, sorry.
Not Lady Gaga. Katy Perry.
You should open.
Open for Gaga.
Don't open for Katy Perry in Las Vegas. Ditch it.
Dump it.
Ditch that. Go to RuPaul's Drag Race. Make them lip sync to one of your songs from Salvation.
Salvation.
I'll
or
take
Trust.
Sugar, Water, Cyanide.
Oh
I'll take Trust.
God.
I'll take anything. Tears in My Pocket. Do anything, diva.
Season 18 premiere. That would be everything.
Season 18, this is your time.
This is your moment. Have it.
What day does RuPaul's Drag Race come out on? Friday, diva. Carpe that DM.
Jada obliterates chaos in this lip sync. Doesn't leave any crumbs. Just destroys her.
Chaos does that little backflip thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's very like your crush in high school doing that at camp. It's like, oh my god, did you just see that I did a backflip?
And it's so overworked by Jada, who's just giving everything.
Who's just giving Divalicious.
Divalicious to the most boring basic remix song.
She's a really good lively lip syncer. Like she's very good at like just do it. Like you can tell she like lip syncs a lot. Like she kind of just like goes into like that autopilot of like just like I'm gonna put my energy into this song. Let's go.
And I love that she's not lip syncing for the camera. A lot of girls get in that lip sync for your life and they're looking at the camera. They're like, catch me. And she's just performing.
She's performing for the room, which also like does translate well. That is effective.
It's Delta lip sync into that bangle. Like you are just doing your thing and we're all watching you because it's like, you're
not
so magnetic.
The bangle.
You know what I mean?
She is Delta. We are all the bangle. And in that moment, I swear I was Delta's bangle.
We move into episode 5, the Snatch Game, where it opens with a montage of Fierce being upset, cutting faces on the runway. I wrote down in my notes, this is so out of pocket. She like gets an edit like she's going to be DQ'd.
Is this the episode where last episode, she's so sad on the runway?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because Chaos is gone? Because the Hot Glue Gun girls are fighting?
Because she had a fight with Kimmy.
Oh, of course, the Hot Glue
Gun girls are
like
fighting.
Pressed on the runway.
Because Kimmy was mad at her for the whole situation where they were paired up together. And Fierce is pissed that she didn't tell her. And she's like, why do my friends hate me? Why does Jada not want to talk to me? Why does Kimmy hate me now? And she gets this entire ass montage.
It's equal parts like... It's so confusing because anytime I want to feel sorry for this woman, the TV show's like, haha.
Well, Irma like dances
literally
across
like,
the screen.
Look at this sad clown. Isn't she tragic?
Our mini challenge is reading. And I wrote down a couple things because they were funny.
Yeah, share your favorite reads with me, please.
Boom Boom telling Fierce that if complaining was a talent, she'd finally be talented.
That's hot.
Hot and diabolical. And Boom Boom to Jada saying, I can't say anything bad about you. That's the judge's job.
Boom Boom ate that.
She really did. She ate the girlies up. And Kimmy says that Gisele is body shaped like Coca-Cola. In a can.
Hateful, crazy, diabolical, evil.
So good. This is actually like a pretty decent reading challenge, but I loved those. Boom Boom wins. And so I thought, okay, she's going to be cooking in Snatch Game.
That's kind of, okay, that's kind of the standout like takeaway for me at this point because like we're kind of reminded because Boom Boom also she could have won last week.
She could have won in week 2.
Exactly. And
she's been doing really good.
Yeah, she's been consistent diva front runner. And so this almost kind of felt like a return from like, oh yeah, Boom Boom, she's great. We love her. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
So like you're saying, you're expecting her to serve it out in the Snatch Game.
Exactly. And, you know, it's not. It's so upsetting.
It's not.
I can't even think who this is like. You know, it's like Morgan. It's Morgan doing really well in that first sewing challenge, winning. And then doesn't she go home?
She goes home like halfway in the bridal challenge, which is
where
the
it's
next
sewing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so you hear that it's sewing. You're like, okay, Morgan's going to chew. And she doesn't. She goes home. And I mean, I compared Boom Boom to Morgan last week. So it's kind of funny that I'm reminded of her again. But it's so weird. Boom Boom McMichaels. Yeah. Lady McBoom Boom. Lady McBoom Boom. Gisele and Boom Boom were going to do the same character. And what is so just cunty. Gisele goes, here you go. Here's the actual costume that this girlie wore and her wig. Because I have it. She gave it to me. You can have it, though.
Historical piece. And then it's like, so you're telling me this was Gisele's backup?
And she just had the authentic costume.
Like, okay, her first option, obviously, so she would have lit it up.
Mm-hmm.
But then her backup is still theatrics production. Like, she prepared this for months.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn, girl.
You were ready. You were ready to eat. Do you want to get into these?
Let's get into it. This is an interesting Snatch Game.
It
for
is.
Sure.
Brooke tells them to have fun because, honey, this is Drag Race, baby. I love that Brooke is so current with the show. Follows it, repeats lines, is in with the deep lore. And then we hear that line again next season. I'm pretty sure it's Kit and Caboodle says it.
And listen, Pythia will forever, because honey, this is the apocalypse, baby.
Yes.
That is it for me. And she kept it going, and we have to salute Kiki Wanakaikai for bringing us this important piece of Drag Race Canada lore.
We have Bombay doing Aziz Ansari. I'm not familiar with this character that she was doing.
But you know this man?
I feel like maybe I do, but...
You probably know this man, but you don't know this man.
I don't know this man.
Yeah.
I want to know what it is. The Canada girls are so egregious to doing this. They pick a straight dude and play them as questioning or like not actually homophobic, that they're intrigued. And I want to know what it is about the Canada girls in particular that go, I'm going to do that.
That's it.
Gay. Like, why not just do a gay man?
No, that's okay. And that's the thing. Can I say,
I wish you would.
I'm not a drag queen. I'm never going to be on Drag Race. I'm never going to do Snatch Game. I like when we're impersonating a lady celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think if your drag is not necessarily becoming a female illusion, because that's not all drag is,
Mm-hmm.
then sure, give me something else.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel like I like to at least keep it in the family of like, let's not like just do random straight people.
Right.
Like I'd like either like someone who feels like in the culture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously sometimes we do random like historical people where it's like, oh, that's funny. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't like when we're doing like just like finger on the pulse celebrities and like straighties and stuff. It's like if we're gonna do a man, at least make him gay or fabulous.
Or pick someone who's already just bombastic, like what Kennedy did with Little Richard, or what Anya did with
Eddie Murphy.
Like
Exactly,
those are
like,
both such big characters.
There's already so much charisma and character in them, but it's like if you have to add like a subplot to make it interesting, that's like now we're doing a skit. Like now this is a think piece. Like what's happening?
This is not dinner theater.
Yeah.
We have Gisele doing Marie Curie, and I just think in the pantheon of Snatch Game characters, Gisele is a masterclass in physical comedy. We get a lot of these girlies that come in that are so smart and quick-witted, and their jokes are just good. Like Jinx, Dela, Alaska, Katya. They're just so good at what they do. Ginger. They're so good at what they do vocally, impersonation-wise. But then Gisele Lullaby comes in, probably the first of her kind.
Yeah.
And has props and has sight gags and her teeth coming out and the eyebrow falling off and her drawing a new one and her hair and the tentacles and the green light. No one has done physical comedy like this before.
Well, okay, because it's very well timed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not overdoing it. Because basically the idea is like she's slowly disintegrating with every answer.
I love it.
And like, but so she's timing it very casually because it's not like the physical comedy of it isn't the whole like she's not saying anything and it's just like the joke is how she looks. Like she's trying to answer earnestly and do her thing, and she's literally like falling apart,
decaying. Yeah.
And so she like times it really well, because she also times it during her moments, because sometimes also like I hate when they try to like steal like a moment, or like they do it at the wrong time.
Sunkimat smush smush. Sunkimat smush smush.
But like, no, the timing and like the way that it unfolded all was very like natural and intelligent. It did feel like a skit, like in a good way.
In a good, yeah.
Not a bad skit.
And it's so interesting because, like, again, nobody really does that type of physical comedy. They're usually pretty restrained. And I love that she wasn't afraid to do it and did it well. Because, like, she could have totally flopped every one of those. But it was totally just funny.
It could have just been cringy.
Yeah. And it's hilarious. And to do Marie Curie, of all people, like, I normally don't like these historical people. Like, when Q did Amelia Earhart, I'm like, there's not really anything inherently funny about this person other than they got lost.
Yeah.
They got lost.
You got lost?
But Gisele choosing this historical character and then taking the thing they're known for the most and saying, how can I make this insane?
Yeah.
How can I go farcical?
And it didn't feel like, oh my God, this is so disrespectful.
Right.
Like, I can't, like, it was just like really funny. And it was kind of like, it was almost like kind of like a really innocent, like childlike approach to the like scientist, like working in radiation, like kind of idea, but just making it super funny and like draggy and like physical comedy. She did great.
She was spectacular. We have Fierce doing Kourtney Kardashian. I love that moment when she picks up the phone and she's like, hi, Mom. No, it's not Kim. No, it's not Chloe. She hung up. I cannot tell you why Fierce's impersonation of this boring ass Kardashian was so funny.
And it played into hilariously her arc of being like, she's sad. I was called
sad
Georges again. What is wrong with me? She's sad Fierce right now. She's like mopey Fiercealicious right now. She's in her mopey era. And so her being this kind of like chill, quiet, like not sad, but like very over it Kardashian.
And the forgotten one too.
It's such a hilarious continuation of like what's going on with her and the Hot Glue Gun Girls.
Totally.
Her as like the other sister. It's so funny.
It was a really cathartic way, I think, of her to present what is going on internally and present that in an external way. Like a lot of drag queens talk about how if they're mad about something, they'll do an angsty song as their performance to kind of get it out, and they'll bring it to the stage. And it's almost the same kind of thing is this Kardashian who is the one that nobody likes.
This is her equivalent of Ben doing a goth character for Drag Up Your Life.
Yes, completely.
She's breaking free.
We have Irma doing Marilyn Monroe, and we've had this character before with Ivy Winters, and it was awful. But Irma did that smart sort of stupid thing that Marilyn was. And I love that long dissertation of like, oh, my I like to do things with subverting expectations and blah, 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 blah.
Male gaze and male availability. And...
oh, sorry. Tits. Ooh.
I do think if Gisele wasn't there, she could have won. She would have won if Gisele wasn't there.
Yeah.
She really chewed it.
She was. Vivian was Tammy Faye Mesner. This is the one that Ginger did in All Stars 2, right?
Eyes of Tammy Faye.
That's right. I thought Vivian was so much funnier.
Yeah, well, she did a lot better job at the interaction part of it. Well, because Tammy was like pretty charismatic and like fascinating, and kind of a cult figure. So I feel like you have to be like interesting and likable. Yeah, that's like a big part of the sell for her. But Vivian's very good at just like speaking off the cuff and like being funny and saying like funny shit in the moment.
I loved the sodas that she had. The original Sin one. It tastes like a zesty apple.
The thing about like her eyeliner or whatever, she's like, my eyes are closed right now. And she's like smiling, like eyes wide open at the camera. Crazy.
So good. I really love Vivian a lot. We have Jada doing Saucy Santana. It was
Material Girl.
Material Girl. It was solid. I think it was very passable for Snatch Game. We have one of the worst choices that could have ever been done in Kimmy doing Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande. It was so uncomfortable to watch. Every time she went, I'm like, no, stop.
I hated it. I hated it so bad.
I didn't want to look at it, but the costume was nice.
The costume was gorgeous.
The hair was lovely. This was a rancid choice. Just rancid.
It was not giving in the slightest.
And then Boom Boom is doing Mado, who is apparently a drag icon in Canada. I didn't know who this person was, but it wasn't funny.
Yeah, I felt a little uncultured swine not knowing who it was. Also, I felt sad because I felt like Boom Boom was really trying. Like, she was trying to have little moments and say little things, but it just was not funny.
No, and she reused her joke twice in a row.
That is rough.
I don't even understand why you would do that.
Did she forget
Maybe she forgot.
Or was she
got lost.
Or was she having a slave to the rhythm moment?
Slave to the rhythm. That will never die. Love Miss Cece. Ma'am, I know you're listening. You're everything. I think besides Kimmy and Boom Boom, this was like a really solid Snatch Game. And it's kind of abnormal for them these days.
Yeah.
It's usually like the top row is funny and the bottom row is insufferable to watch.
Yeah.
Or like two of them are good and the rest of them are like, oh my God, who let you come here?
Yeah.
Why did nobody stop you?
For real.
This is a really good week for Gisele, and our runway category is periodic table of elements.
This is what I'm talking about, where Canada is doing it.
She's doing it.
Like nobody else is doing it.
Totally.
I am like such a crazy slut for like these kinds of runways where it's like, it's a set theme, but everyone has their own little choice within the theme. Like when it was Monochromatica and everyone had a different color.
Yeah.
And shit like that, where it's like there's the overarching theme, but it's like it's the sub themes. It's so fun to me. I love it.
I want to ask somebody from up there. Like I need to just get the balls to message someone and ask. I am so curious if they run through production first. Because like Monochromatica, there were no duplicates.
Yes.
Here in Periodic Table of Elements, there were no duplicates. Do you remember in the next season, they do the gemstones? Zero duplicates.
The gemstones, yes, exactly. Like I love runways like that.
Time and place, no duplicates. Like, do they run in through production and they go, I want to do amethyst. Sorry, someone already has it. What's your backup?
Right.
Oh, I'll do emerald. Okay, you can have that one. No one, that's yours. Bring it. No one else will have it. Don't worry. Like with periodic table, I wonder like if everyone wanted to do neon, but they were like, oh, sorry, someone already took that one.
Right.
Do you want to do calcium? You could do that one.
Yeah. Right. We have bromine available.
I also really love so much that they got their own individual little title card too.
Yeah.
They put their element where their photo would normally be and then like change the text as well to accommodate.
Their graphics team, AI could never.
The art department, everything.
Pay them.
Do you have any standouts from this runway?
It's hard because it's like almost all of them.
They're all slays.
I mean, Bombay is crazy.
Bombay's
is so crazy.
I love taking helium and going with something that is referential in most people's brains, which is balloons.
Yes, totally.
And creating this look, the silhouette is bonkers. Yeah. It's so cool and interesting.
It's so cool. It's so unique. It's so like Club Kid, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I also really like Irma's. And I do think Boom Boom's is cool, but also fierce. I'm a sucker for black with like strong colors against it.
Right.
And so I do love that element of hers.
And again, starting from last week, Fierce's runway star is just rising every single week.
Part, yeah.
And this is such an iconic look. It's so different. It's like Betty Spaghetti almost.
Yes.
It's just
cool. The like neon tubing of it all.
Yeah, I love it. And it's fetishy.
It's fetishy meets like weird like superhero like action figure. I love it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Is what Mistress would say if she was an oscillating fan.
Please.
I like what Gisele is wearing, but I don't really understand what it has to do with the category. I failed science, so I don't know what cesium is.
It's giving cesium superstar.
Cesium superstar. Exactly.
It's giving fantasy.
Very that. It's like yassified low key.
Very that, like, yeah, it looks like you're gonna be like really difficult to beat in the RPG game I'm playing.
Totally.
Like you're gonna be a pain in the ass, but I'm gonna get a really cool weapon when I kill you.
Jada is very, very lucky that Boom Boom and Kimmy were terrible in the Snatch Game, because this is booger boots.
Yeah, this is nasty. I don't like it.
Sodium? Why would you choose sodium and then not do like a cute sodium like salt girl, you know, that one that's like got the umbrella?
Oh,
Like, why would
that's
you not do
cute.
that? Why would you pick sodium though?
I honestly think you could do some really cool pink salt looks.
Oh, totally.
Like Himalayan pink salt and like, I don't know. Like make it more like deserty, sandy vibes.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think you could really do something, but I don't like this.
I don't either. I really dislike it.
Kimmy Couture is ripped right from that runway in season 10 with Cameron and Cracker and them all, when it was like, oh, do your evil twin, but since most of you have that prehistoric look you didn't wear, you're gonna do your prehistoric runway for your evil twin. And then Kimmy showed up and it's like, yes, she literally is about to start doing that lip sync to Nasty Girl with Cameron and Cracker.
Completely got ripped right out of that entire episode. Our winner is Gisele, again, 2 wins in a row. Her star is super rising. And our bottom
Yes.
2 is Kimmy and Boom Boom. I was gagged that Boom Boom went home this early, but they go home to one of my favorite Carly Rae Jepsen songs, Runaway with Me.
Yes, such a good Carly song. We need more Carly songs on Drag Race.
All the time, every season, there needs to be at least one. Get her on Canada
Especially-
6.
Especially because Loneliest Loveliest Time,
Mhm.
those 2 albums have given us some thumpers.
Mm-hmm.
I could literally, you could do a season and every episode is a different song from The Loveliest Time. Every single one of those tracks are lip syncable to me. I'm sorry.
A Carly Rae Jepsen ball where it's like lip syncs to a bunch of her eras and you have to do a look and then lip sync.
Okay, but we could for real have a Carly Rae Jepsen ball, because like if you just do her singles, even like Shy Boy is a banger. The Loveliest Time is, or The Loneliest Time is actually like, that would be a cute song. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But then like,
Automatically in Love is a good lip syncable song.
yeah, and then like you have all of like Emotion and like, oh, come on, like it's
Emotion.
over.
That is such a good album. God, my favorite, absolute favorite part of this is when Kimmy kicks her foot up on beat to Baby, take me. And like her foot just connects with that hand.
Yeah.
Baby. I'm like, bitch.
Yeah, she was in it.
It was over. It started and it was
Ova.
over.
Ding, 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 ding.
I think Boom Boom was really fun to watch, but she was against Kimmy.
I know. She would have beat someone else, but not Kimmy. And it's sad because they were, you know, a pair earlier in the season slaying together, and then now they have to slay each other.
They have to send home someone they just met. Do you think if Jada somehow ended up in the bottom, if like Kimmy was not the worst in the world and Jada was in the bottom? Because I mean, that look was rancid. And I think the Snatch Game was fine, but everybody was like good. So it would come down to the runway, I think, at that point. Do you think that Jada would have beaten her? Do you think she would have beaten Jada? Like, because I think objectively, the only other one on the runway who was not good was her.
Yeah, it's so curious because I don't know how Jada would have done on this song.
Yeah.
I think she could have killed it, but Boom Boom and Kimmy were both so strong.
Right.
It's kind of like not that was to this caliber. It was kind of like an adrenaline where it's like they were the perfect match for each other.
Right.
I feel like they could have beat other people in the room, just not against each other.
Totally. Boom Boom is out, which
Tragic.
is very upsetting. She was really giving frontrunner energy. And we move into our last episode we're talking about today, which is Cosmetic Queens.
This is an iconic episode.
So
I'm
good.
sorry.
Boom Boom's mirror message is a penis. And I wrote down in my notes, remember when this was a big deal when Thorgy did it?
Yes. Oh my God. That's so true. And then that's funny. The episode before, Chaos, her mirror message, she said, Vivian, get the crown.
Yeah. And now it didn't cause a commotion. Nobody, they like ignored it. They're like, aw.
Yeah, like, oh, good for you, girl. Someone thinks you're gonna win. Oh,
They have to do this mini challenge where it's like a family photo moment. And I only wrote anything down about this because Vivian is hungry for a win. She is
oh,
giving everything in these mini challenges.
literally.
And she's getting dust. Like they do not notice her at all. And it's kind of sad.
The boat is showing.
Yeah. Then they have to do a maxi challenge where they have to create an eyeshadow palette as a media mogul. And it flashes to Irma saying, I like money.
Moon, tea, queen for the people.
Like a freaking goblin. I like
like
money. Because she heard mogul. Crazy. I love this challenge, especially because we just got that perfume challenge in France.
Yes.
So, and I mean, maybe timeline wise, these would have been happening around the same weeks,
Yeah.
perhaps. And so,
makeup remover. That'd be a great challenge.
I would love this challenge again on US. They haven't done a makeup palette challenge in the US, have
No,
they?
I mean, no, this should absolutely be on Drag Race US. This should be on every season. A palette?
A palette or
Come on.
perfume,
Like, come on.
back and forth.
Palette, perfume. But
Or
I was-
dolls. I love dolls too.
Dolls
That was
is
fun.
brilliant. Well, yeah, I was like thinking what else. That's why I thought makeup remover. I feel like that'd be funny.
No more sodas and waters and juices and
No beverages. 'Cause it's
no
just
more of
piss.
those. It's just piss. Mama, that's not pee, it's squirt. Have you seen that video from Willem's Beatdown? That's not pee, it's squirt.
I hate it. No.
So they have to choose the colors in their palettes, which is so cool. They have to choose the name, direct to shoot in general, and then you take a photo.
Yes.
This is so cool as a concept.
And I appreciate how hands-on they are. Because, old season US challenges, they would have stuff like this, like the magazine challenge from 4. But it's only like they actually did one part of it. And then the rest is all kind of just like thrown together.
And they didn't even really get a lot of control on what that magazine looked like.
Exactly. This really feels like they're creative directors of the project.
And I enjoy that a lot. If you had to make a makeup palette with only 6 colors, what would you name it? What would you choose for the colors?
Probably something like retro groovy, like
Oh, I like
or
that.
maybe like I would call it like lava lamp or something.
Oh, that's so fun.
And do like a metallic, like a silver,
Uh-huh.
and then like a green and orange, and then some complementary colors, like maybe like a nude, like kind of like,
I'm into that. I'm very into that. Mine would be like Lavender Dreams or something, because my last drag name was Lavender that I chose.
Yeah.
I'd probably pick like, I don't know, lavender, lilac, plum, amethyst, like all just the same colors. And then like a taupe and a black just for like the base building of that.
Yeah.
But it would be like all in that vein.
I honestly think credit to people who are good at making successful makeup palettes. I think that's such a hard balance because you want to do something eye-catching, fun, a theme, but then you also need to create colors that are actually going to be used by the everyday person or your target audience. And that's such a hard, because it's not like nail colors. Nail colors, I feel like, though, you can do whatever. You can have a fun color, fun name.
Totally.
And, there's a color for everyone. But for eyeshadow, you might want to do the fun color, the fun name to work with your theme. But it's like you can't really, even for me, like having white, green, and orange, how applicable is that to the everyday market? You know? That's such a niche thing. That's why I think Trixie's Oh Honey palette did so well, because it was like yellows and browns. Like it was really like
easy neutrals.
Yeah.
That can work on pretty much any complexion. Because that's the other thing too, is some people's skin tones do not look good with reds and oranges. Some people do not look good with blues and purples.
Yeah.
And like if you include too many of these funky colors, half of them aren't going to get used.
You're going to isolate your markets. And also show like this is really only for certain types of people.
Exactly.
Which isn't a cute look either.
Not at all.
Oh, these colors only work for white people.
Exactly. I remember I bought this really cute palette from Morphe one time, and it was like this really cunty, like multicolored palette, but I could not use like 8 of them. But there were at least a good half that were so perfect. And I just had to end up throwing it out because it got so
Yeah.
old. But yeah. Let's talk about the runway first because they show the runway before the challenge.
Yeah.
And I don't think either one of us loved the production part of it.
I mean, yeah, there's
Other than Tracy was great. That's all I want to say.
Tracy's great. I mean, usually they either just show people being successful or being a fool.
Right.
And when it's them being a fool, I try not to put too much weight on that.
Totally. The category is paint. And we just had this in All Star 7. We had this like 4 months ago with UK versus the world with our runway categories. I love this runway.
Okay.
And for a mid-season runway, I'm like holding my water bottle and giving space to that. A mid-season runway.
I
where
love
the
this
fatigue is setting
runway.
in.
I love this in general.
Mhm.
It's such a great like makeup palette, paint.
Yeah.
But it's totally different because
Totally.
everyone's doing an art vibe and it's so different than what the actual like challenge was, but
Yeah.
it feels connected. I love it.
Do you have standouts?
This is another one where it's like almost all of them turn the party in a crazy way.
Should we just talk about all of them then?
I honestly feel like each person turned the party.
Vivian looks really cute in the way that she
Love
did the hair
Vivian's.
tied up into the actual like swirls of color.
Yes.
And it's like a canvas. It's
Yeah.
really smart looking.
Yeah, and I really like the way the bodice is. It's very like structured. It's giving me Venedita Von Dash tea.
Totally Venedita T. I'm obsessed with the look. This is some of the best that she's looked all season.
Yeah, I really flattering because it's also like it's not modern, but it's just very like gorgeous for her.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not trying to be anything. And I quite like that for her.
Yeah, normally her drag feels kind of centered around this kind of turn of the century housewife almost.
Yeah.
And this is so out of that, and I really enjoy it. Irma's paint by numbers is so campy in this classic twist on an evening gown. And I love what she did with that. It's very Marilyn again, somehow to me.
Yes.
Like an Andy Warhol paint by numbers type Marilyn Monroe painting or something.
Yeah. No,
I just really love the way that it's constructed.
it's so brilliant. I also love like there's something really cunty about an outfit that requires body paint or makeup to continue the look.
Yeah.
I think that's so impressive.
That she took the time to sculpt out the lines of the white that was unfilled in on her face, and that they're numbered on there, and the wig has numbers
And the
too.
wig, because it's one of those things where it's like you just wear the dress, it's not there. It has to be carried through the whole thing. So it's just so cool.
And the paint kit as a necklace too. I love that
Super
detail.
inspired.
It's really cute. It's so drag.
Yes.
Bombay is doing a holy festival.
She did her big one, I think.
This was the look of the night.
Yeah.
It's sad she went out in this look.
But what a way.
Yeah.
The when she takes her glasses off and she has like the glasses mark.
I love it.
But I really like the silhouette of the dress.
Uh-huh.
It's just like super flowy, like gorgeous, and then like that
Updo.
it's so cool, and like it's the perfect intersection of like meeting the prompt.
Mm-hmm.
It is super cool without context, but then with context, knowing what it is, it's a million times better.
Yeah.
Because it's like she hit the nail on the head and made it something like personal and cool.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with this look. They're all so good. We have Jada doing this black empowerment look, taking a very different route than everyone did. But I love the way that she was talking about how the darker you are, the more looks you get sometimes, but that blackness is beautiful.
Yes.
And I really, really love this hair.
Yeah, no,
This hair is luxe.
this is really strong styling for her, I would say.
This is one of her best looks of the season.
Agreed. Hands down.
And that makeup too is spectacular.
No, she put a lot of care into this look. Like I feel like because I can only assume because the message meant a lot. I feel like there's a lot of love and care put into the hair, the makeup, the styling, the whole picture in general. Like this was a very carefully prepared look.
Totally.
And like you can definitely tell that like a lot of love went into it.
Gisele is doing a Picasso vibe. And the construction of this
cool.
is wild.
Do you know what it kind of gives me?
Hmm.
Spy Kids, the first Spy Kids movie, when he would turn them into the like
Yeah.
the monsters that look like the drawings and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's giving super that, like specifically the arm parts.
Mm-hmm.
But also she had a pretty like cunty like reveal under this. When she was practicing her lip sync, you saw like it turns into basically like a shirt and like jacket kind of thing.
She's got such a brilliant brain the way that she works.
Yes.
It's like video game character too. Love
Oh,
this.
totally. But yeah, this is just so like it exists in a specific time and place. Like it's just so like I love it.
I want to talk about this out of order because I want to save the best for last. Kimmy is doing this like painter gone mad. And Brooke specifically tells her this is a bad week to have a bad runway.
I know. And it's funny because this isn't even that bad for her.
No.
It's just like the caliber of everyone else compared to hers is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because it's like kind of cool, but like the makeup's not makeuping.
No, it's so messy.
And I like the jacket. That's
The
what I'm
jacket
trying to
is
say.
really fun.
But everything else I'm like,
And then this like weird kind of plastic palette on the hair. What's up
she
with
would
that?
have been better off in a signature bikini with like paint splatter all over her.
Totally.
Honestly.
And that could have been a wooden palette too. It's a wooden one.
It's a wooden palette.
Then the showstopper look.
Then we have Miss Diva in charge.
The HBIC, Fiercealicious. She came around that corner with that leg popped up. And I remember initially when I first saw this all those years ago thinking like, oh, interesting that she's going to stand like that on the runway. And then I kind of noticed that the skirt was there and then that's how she was standing. And then she started rocking. And I'm like, oh, bitch. Oh, bitch.
Bitch.
How dare you?
It's
How
like,
dare you?
I mean, it really is like the moment. I mean, this painting in general is iconic. It just like it's such like an iconic like piece of imagery, and it's like very like there is something that's so like feminine and like this is like a very iconic piece of the Rococo era.
Yeah.
And it's like just like this imagery of this like extravagant like pink woman like swinging through like the nature. Like it's just like it's already inherently so cunty.
Yeah.
And then for like things like Brooke pointed out, that pointed foot and like the way that it's just so like God.
I do have to say, this look is such a serve that I kind of ignore what Fierce is saying about it. Because in her confessional, she talks about how she's a Victorian woman. And I think, how are you doing such a serve of a runway, but you have no idea what you're talking about?
Yeah. Art history was not a class she had to take in school.
Open the schools. Baby,
Let
open
them
the
in.
schools. Let the kids in. Canada has free healthcare, but no education for Fiercealicious.
Tragic.
So, like, I try to ignore what she's saying about it, but yeah, it's such an iconic piece of imagery. And then that swinging, where it's
the way that it was almost like it's a practical set.
yes, it's soft sculpture, but it's actual sculpture.
This is soft sculpture.
And isn't next week the Apocalypse runway? Where she does that, like,
honey, this is the
apocalypse, baby. And she does that hag from Dead by Daylight.
Oh my God, please.
She like literally Fierce every single week since this leg of the competition has been giving.
She's queen of versatility.
And I would have never thought of her as being this far in and serving this hard from the beginning.
But yeah, she really has like a turnaround uptick.
Yeah. So let's talk about these challenges really quick. And let's specifically talk about the branding of them all.
Yes.
Vivian does Cat Mom, which I think is very good for her brand.
Cat Mom.
The colors were like also very her because they were oranges and teals. And I think that is kind of colors that I associate with Vivian.
Yeah. I think for Vivian, she shined more in the commercial itself than maybe the product.
Totally.
the colors like pss, pss, pss. A lot of the time, even when she did things like pull focus, but she was like beckoning to the camera, like, look at me.
Yeah.
And she's saying like, your clothes say it. Why don't like your furniture says it? Why not have your face say it or whatever? Like, it was very like clever branding.
And that mug.
Okay, and honestly, yeah, she looked great.
I love that hairstyle on her.
She looks like one of the twins, Noreen and Doreen from Hairspray.
She totally does. We have Irma doing one of the most confusing, which is Snot Rocket. And I've asked before, what is the branding of being boogers?
Yeah, booger in a non-ironic way. It's kind of like, that clip of Naomi talking about diet, where she's like, put that tongue back in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's like, put that snot back in your nose.
Put that snot back up in your inner cavity. And when she said, take me to the moon, and just sprinting across the stage.
I'm actually obsessed with that.
It's very like, it's the same energy as, ooh, a party. Oh,
wonderful. Fabulous.
I really was so confused by her color palette because she's got this specific green and purple. And I thought, is this Buzz Lightyear?
Is it Buzz Lightyear? Is it the Joker?
And that mug is not mugging.
The mug is not mugging. Okay, because that's the thing is like, she can do really gorge.
Yeah.
But she did hard. She did hard and intense.
If she just did her Marilyn mug every week, she would look breathtaking.
Right?
Do the Marilyn mug in different colors. Bombay changed her concept midway through the challenge operation and changed it to buttered chicken. But I'm confused why she didn't change her colors too. Because she has red, blue, yellow, green, and black. And it's almost like she was like, I'll just get everybody. I'm not going to go for anything that looks like buttered chicken.
Red, blue, yellow, green, and black is giving like, we're playing a board game. Like, she's giving like game pieces.
It's Trouble.
Yeah, it was.
It's literally I like the idea of it being about her background, about talking about being spicy and different and not really giving a fuck.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, what is this palette? And then this is psychotic.
Okay, that's the thing is like, one, I'm here for like what you're going for.
Yeah.
And like, I support it, but bring your best mug, diva.
I just noticed the green nail with this look. I don't know how I missed it with this like Tiffany blue pantsuit, but like she took
name.
Tiffany blue pantsuit.
Tiffany,
please welcome to the stage. It looks to me like she stuck her thumb in that makeup palette and just went Simba right across her eyelid.
Stop!
It's so chunky and uneven and so badly applied. Bombay was thrown off, I fear. Because it's so awful. I'm sorry, Bombay. I know you're probably listening right now and upset. But, like, look at that. It's so awful.
It is. No, it's hard to process.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because she, like, tore it up on the runway.
Yeah.
But then, like... And also, like, she's been doing pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she always tears up the runway, which I kind of forgot. Watching the season, I was like, wow, she really did that. But like, she's been pretty consistent, and this was like a real big miss.
You know, I think this might be a problem that has happened every week, because I'm thinking about how last week we had Boom Boom tearing it up on the runway, but she was boots in the challenge.
Oof.
And then we had a couple weeks ago we had Shelazon tearing it up on the runway, but did not do good in the challenge. Like, the runway is not factoring in to save you this season, like it has in seasons past.
Yeah.
Jada does turn up. This rainbow dress was
Turn up.
hideous.
The dress was not giving, but like the personality was giving.
Yeah. I kind of wish the palette was more in neons, because like it seemed like it should have been.
It didn't feel like a turn up.
No, it was sort of like, oh yeah, turn up.
Woo.
Woo.
She definitely was giving spokeswoman though. Like, she was giving like famous person that was hired to sell a palette.
Very much that energy. Then Gisele is doing Was That French. I love the look in the mug. It was very stunning, and I loved all the shades of blue and how pleasing it all was.
It took me forever to understand the palette too.
Yeah.
That she did blue because it was too blue because it's all swear words.
Yeah.
I
It's
thought
very clever.
very clever.
A little too big-brained, maybe.
As what's her name? As Susie Chu would say, it was too cerebral.
Very cerebral. Very new for Lana. Fierce, just Fierce by Fiercealicious. This reminded me of those top model challenges where they had to just do the Maybelline.
Yes,
And they have to do it
totally.
really just severely with a smile. And don't you want to be fierce like me?
That's honestly what it was giving. And also Fierce by Fiercealicious is giving like Ford by Tom Ford in collaboration with Tom Ford, a product by Tom Ford. Like, I love it.
I love it so much. Kimmy's was really fun too, transcending. Have you been questioning your gender? I love the way that Kimmy talks. Just the way that she punctuates her words.
It's like, wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
You can transition easily. It's such a fun concept. And then doing the trans flag colors.
Cute, yeah.
It was really cute. And I love her in pink.
Love pink.
Why doesn't she do this hair all the time?
I know, she loves more like flat human unit, but big hair on her is cute.
Big hair and a breastplate. She just needs to embrace the big. Because I think she would, like...
You're big.
You're big. Her in this big hair, this big curly hair, with a breastplate, she would look like she's $100,000.
Yeah, well, and it's like... It's kind of, who are like wispy women? Pheromone or like, who's wispy?
Who's wispy?
I'm trying to think of like someone like Pheromone or like, what's her name? The girl who always wears Bob Mackie. Kimura, like super tiny women who wear like big glamorous, like retro Hollywood-ish wigs like that. Because also what's kind of giving me is like that retro glamour vibe. Because I don't need to see her in like a big pageant wig.
No.
But like that just like huge kind of Delta work-ish, like big retro vibes, like wig. It's doing it for me. That's doing it for me. Because those kinds of girlies who like, she's tiny.
Yes.
But like she could wear like the breastplate. She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what I was talking about where she's also like, it goes from like supermodel to like woman of the house.
Yeah. Last week we were talking about that.
Because like she's going to give woman and she's going to give the fantasy regardless, but it's just what kind of fantasy she's giving.
Yeah.
And she does have the capability to give that other kind of fantasy too, where it's like...
Easy.
Yeah, where it's like...
Ooh.
Like I could like fall over at any point because of the weight of my breasts.
Yeah.
Because like I'm so tiny, but my knockers are so huge, and my hair is so heavy and hard like a helmet. Like,
oh, I love it so much. I am obsessed with that look from the who is she? The she who's
the who she's
the who is she? Whatever that award show was. The winner is Fierce. And I was really gagged that they didn't give it to Jada because they were kind of building it up like they were going to.
Yeah, I know. You thought it would be Jada, but honestly, I'm so happy for Fierce.
Me
like,
as
this
well.
was her moment, truly. Because, like, also, this feels like kind of like, because we were talking about at the beginning, she was kind of giving, like, exec vibes. Like,
yeah.
Like, I was saying, like... Like, I think it says something about James Charles, but it's like giving like that like young beauty mogul tea. And so I feel like her winning this like palette challenge feels very correct because I feel correct. This seems like something sort of pertinent to probably her drag or her drag interests. So for her to also take it so seriously, as she did in the challenge, like you were saying, it felt like top model, like this is my Maybelline moment.
Yeah. I'm going to kill it.
I'm about to be a cover girl. Yeah.
And I love that she's like emerged so hard as a player now. She's not just this annoying bee in the workroom that's just buzzing and making everyone upset. The bottom two is Bombay versus Irma. But right before that, Brooke has a moment that I forgot about that I wrote down in my notes because she doesn't have a lot of good like RuPaul zingers.
Yeah.
But she said, Gisele Lullaby, your runway was FTW, but your commercial was WTF.
Slay. That honestly sounds like one Trixie would do.
Yeah. I cackled though.
No, it's good.
It's
That's good
so
shit.
funny. And then the lip sync song is Table Dancer.
Yes.
I wish
I'll
that
be your
Bombay did
table
not take
dancer.
off that dress.
Yeah, into her little like cat suit.
That she like kept popping her nipples out, and she was like, "Oh no, pull it
Yeah.
up,
There's
pull it
nothing
up."
worse than an entire lip sync spent adjusting an outfit.
Hmm.
It makes me want to die inside.
But never, never, never kiss the pilot.
Stop. Stop. Not that.
I can't. I love Frisbee Jenkins.
Frisbee Jenkins apologist.
And you know what? Irma wasn't really doing anything.
No, she was. You know how Maddie said she was a lip sync survivor? I think that she just had to sit back and let Bombay do all the work.
Yeah. And Bombay flopped it. Bombay super flopped so hard. And I felt bad because if she had kept that dress on and just spun, I think she would have won.
Literally. Yeah, she could have just spun and gave face.
She could have literally just park and barked, spun a little bit, and she would have easily won. But she was just doing too much, and then she kept trying to hide her nipples, and I'm like, come on. They keep Irma, and I also wonder if like maybe a part of keeping Irma was because Bombay is just like not connecting with the judges' critiques at all, where
Yeah.
Irma's trying really hard. And it's like, well, I mean, we could just edit this to make it look like Bombay didn't flop as hard as she did. But I mean, she's not listening.
No, it makes sense. We're not really seeing the same like storyline competition growth.
Mm-hmm.
Because Irma is showing like progression from the time she walked in to now.
Yeah. And she's taking the notes and applying them, where Bombay keeps getting told, do this, do that. And she's like, what if I didn't, though?
Yeah, because Bombay, like, she was kind of like, when it hit.
Yeah.
Because she has moments of brilliance and she has really cool looks she brought. She has really funny moments, but that's kind of what she already had. But we didn't see the growth with the judges' feedback and the finessing that,
Right.
you know, you want to see in Drag Race.
Totally. And which is sad. She says Bombay on her way out, which I loved. And just like that, both the bays are gone this season.
Oh,
Bye,
that's tragic.
bays. Isn't it?
We should have both bays on a Versus the World or something, because I would love to see it.
Or a Canada All-Stars.
I really think Bombay would chew up an All-Stars.
Totally. But it depends on who they brought in. Like, it would be the hardest to judge because there's so many great contestants in Canada.
Right? Especially like it probably like as hard as it is to judge her peers if Brooke or any of them know them.
Mm-hmm.
Also in All Stars when it's like you're giving your peers another chance, it's like, okay, now I know you can do it this time. Like,
Yeah.
feels almost like extra investment because it's like you didn't get to do it last time, but I know you have it. Like I know you're a superstar.
Yeah.
Like come on, do it this time.
I liked Bombay a lot.
No, I thought she was super cool. I liked her too. I thought she added a very necessary like different angle to this cast. She felt like totally different than everyone else.
Yeah.
But she also felt like very reasonable and grounded in times where the hot glue gun girls were fighting. Like
Yeah.
she's totally her own person. She felt very self-assured.
Yeah.
And yeah, she brought like a really cool like angle and like really cool looks.
Really cool looks. This and the helium. Oh, Ova.
The helium, I love her hair look where she has those hairs like wrapping around her arms, like some super, super cool high concept looks.
Yeah. Controversial opinion I ask every week about this leg.
This leg right here.
That leg, right? That
These
that
legs?
nasty little leg.
This nasty little leg. I think that, what do I think?
What do you think?
I mean, it's not, I don't think it's controversial to say the materials for the sewing challenge sucked.
No.
And I think that some of the girls were just done dirty by the materials because I think if everyone had pretty materials like all the way around, we also like could have potentially had stronger looks all the way around. Yeah. I agree with the wins, but I do think Irma could have won that Snatch Game if it had been anyone else.
Yeah.
This week, anything controversial? Not really. I feel like this stretch played out pretty reasonably.
Yeah, this stretch didn't feel super overproduced.
Yeah.
It didn't feel the kind of question mark or eyebrow raisy where the first 3 episodes we disagreed with a couple of the wins. And we were
Yeah.
like, I wonder if these were maybe the worst players in the game. But these 3 middle ones really feel judicial. They feel smooth. They
Yeah.
feel clean. And the contestants seem to be connecting with the challenges in an
Yeah.
interesting way.
Yeah, and we're seeing everyone kind of settle into their positions for the season. Like
Totally.
people like Gisele, and then meanwhile people like Boom Boom getting eliminated. Like
Shocking.
what you thought was gonna happen for the season, like now things are really shaking out how it's gonna be.
Yeah. I kind of like even more what this happens in this season is like Boom Boom and Bombay come across like endgame players, but because they're mid outs, it's like fun and refreshing.
Totally. And then like no offense to Kimmy, you think maybe she's gonna be out soon.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see it for Gisele at first, but then suddenly like the top 4 is shaping up and it's like not what you think it is.
Even like Irma and Vivian both come across like they're going to be out in these middle 3.
Yeah, and then they end up staying like through for a long time.
Right. I love this season so much because it is so different.
Yes.
Where every other season you just see it. You're like, okay, you go home here, you go home there, you're out, you're going to win, you know?
Yeah.
There's no mystery. This season feels kind of mysterious. Like,
Ooh.
what's going to happen next?
No, I get that.
And it's exciting. And I like that.
It's a thrill.
It is. Thrill, y'all. Next week, we are finishing up Canada's Drag Race Season 3. There's only 3 episodes left.
That's crazy.
A 9-episode season is so wild.
R.I.P. This has been a good season.
Yeah, it has been. But we will finish that next week. Thank you all so much for listening and tuning in. We will chat with you next week as we finish up. Remember, you're doing a great job. You're doing the best you can, and that is all you can do. Goodbye.
Goodbye.